Dino ball.
Dino Ball,
Dino ball.
Dino Ball,
Dino ball.
Dino Ball. We're back, ladies and gents. Episode 24 of the Dino Ball podcast. We're back. Zach, we're back. Woo!
We're back. Let's go.
We're very busy the past however many weeks, 2 weeks, doing things. Life gets in the way. I promise you the rest of summer, the rest of the year, we're going to be as available and as consistent as we can. You might see some special guests, potentially taking a spot or two every now and then, or just making a guest appearance because we do have a couple of departments. There's four major sports: football, hockey, basketball, baseball. We like to assign each person their own division and have them talk about specific things. So if you see some hosts, you know, different hosts than me and Zach in the future, just so you know, give them a warm welcome when they're here. But we missed a lot of big events in the sporting world. So I'm going to give you a really quick overview of some topics that didn't make today's show, but we still should just talk about it. So the first thing I'm just going to do really quick, I'm going to sum up the NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics win, I believe it's number 18, right, Zach?
18.
Win number 18, they overtake the Lakers as the most championships. Jaylen Brown wins Finals MVP. Good for him. Does this affect Tatum's legacy? We can talk about that in the future. They win in 5 games. The Dallas Mavericks, Luka, Kyrie, they'll come back stronger next year. Next, let's talk about the Stanley Cup Finals. We almost got one of the biggest choke jobs in sports history. The Panthers were up 3-0. Then the Oilers came back 3-3. They tied the series. McDavid, it was close, but no. In the end, the Panthers pulled it out. They won their first Stanley Cup, I believe. Congrats to them. McDavid basically won the playoff MVP. For those of you that keep up with hockey, we'd like to talk about more hockey in the future. But at this moment, our division head for hockey is not here. He's not present at the moment. Last but not least, we have one more topic I'm going to sum up. What was that topic, Zach? There's
I'm not.
definitely something.
I'm not entirely sure. I think you might have. Those are the two things that you wanted to sum up. Sum up. I'm pretty sure those are the two things.
You know what? I'll just say Alex Caruso was traded for Josh Giddey. It was a 1-for-1 swap. Bulls sent over Alex Caruso. Josh Giddey was sent from the OKC Thunder. No picks were attached. A lot of controversy around that trade. Who won it? I think a lot of people, the consensus is the Thunder won the trade because their defense is off the charts now. Zach, it looks like you wanna say something. Do you
No, no,
remember?
no, no, no. Go ahead. Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
no,
say.
I
I
mean,
was gonna
that's
say
it.
maybe the NBA draft was
Oh, that
what
was
was
it.
on your
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
That was it. Okay, so that's all you need to know about the Giddy trade. I'm literally it's speed sports. I'm just rattling off right now. Last but not least, the last time I want to talk about for the overview, the NBA draft was as we're recording this, took place yesterday. Zachary Rizache, I apologize if I'm butchering that. Zachary Rizache went number one to the Atlanta Hawks. A lot of people think they butchered it. Alex Sarr went number two. In my opinion, he should have been the number one overall pick, as do many people in America think so. But I'm not a general manager. I hope to be, but I'm not. So that's all we're going to talk about, really. The 2024 draft class, not the brightest of the bunch. 2025 is the star-studded draft class. And we're actually going to talk about that later this pod. And we're going to talk about a specific draftee with the 55th pick later in this pod as well. If you know what I'm laying down, then we'll get to that. But anyway, we're just going to go right into it. I'm going to just say the topics so everyone knows for future. I think we should start doing this too. If you see a topic that interests you, you hear a topic that interests you, just skip to that part in the pod. Our first topic we're going to talk about today is Mikal Bridges being traded to the Knicks. Then we're going to follow up with that. I'm going to give my take on the Brooklyn Nets now rebuild. Then following that, we're going to talk about the DeJounte Murray trade that just took place. Then we're going to talk about Bronny James. We're going to talk about JJ Redick, the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Then we're going to move over to baseball. What should the Yankees do? Because they've kind of been pooping the bed right now. And then Zach, he can do his little grimace dance at the end of the show. So let's just talk about the first topic. What do you think, Zach? Let's do it.
Yep. Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks. Now, it's a big move for the Knicks, putting a lot of
Very big.
eggs in one
Yeah.
basket. But it's a very risky trade for them. And I'll tell you why.
Tell me
They
why.
gave they give up 5 first round picks, as everybody probably already knows, 5 first round picks for
I think it was
Mikal
six.
Bridges.
I think it was
It was
six.
six.
I think so. It was four unprotected. I think there was a swap in there, and I think one was a protected pick. I will look that up, but I think it was six.
Well, regardless, a lot for a little. Mikal Bridges, yes, phenomenal player, has the potential to be a superstar in the league, but he's coming off one of his worst years. I mean, he was not great for the Nets last year. You could attest to that.
Yeah, it was just disappointing from top to bottom. Not great.
Yeah, so you could attest to that. Coming off a bad year, I think that the Knicks could have gotten someone better than Mikal Bridges for the amount of
Yeah,
picks they gave up.
Paul
They could
George.
have done a lot better. Paul George was one of them, one that comes to mind.
Hmm.
Uh, he would have fit in great, honestly, and you wouldn't really have to. Do you think Randall would have been thrown in that if they were to go and attack Paul George?
Hmm. That's a great question. I mean, they could have, but I mean, they got McCall without giving up Randall. They just had to give up Bohan, and I don't know. Maybe the Clippers they still have Kawhi. They probably want to compete, so maybe Randall would be thrown in there.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they go out and they get Bridges. They are a lot deeper. They also signed OG, which is
They
they
did,
got they
yeah.
got OG back. They got a lot of versatility this year. But I don't think they're done. I think a lot of this we're gonna look back on this specific move, and we're gonna look back on this, and it's either gonna be a boom or a bust because if they make it to the same spot they were last year, great, fantastic. Um, but that doesn't mean anything to them. The
Mm-mm.
the goal is to build a roster, a championship roster, as for any team. That goes for any team. But that's what they want to do right now. They're all in. They want to put all the money, their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Mikal Bridges was the answer. He may do better. He may do better than he did with the Nets on the Knicks. He may blossom into a star. It's really dependent on how he plays in the future. But as of right now, I think that was a lot to give up for
Hmm.
just Mikal.
Yeah, the Nets fleeced them. Absolutely. 100%. And it's simply just because, he wore Villanova on his chest. Same with Jalen Brunson and DiVincenzo and Josh Hart, the Nova Knicks, as they're calling it, as you see at the title card, the thumbnail. The Knicks had to pay the tax for the Nets because if McCall is getting traded to any other team, maybe 4 first round picks, three, who knows? But because he's going to the Knicks cross town to play with his buddies, there's going to be a tax. That's why 5, 6 first round picks was a little bit of a reach. And now, deplete their asset pool a little bit. So I don't know. If it pushes the Knicks over the edge and they win a championship or make the conference finals or win the finals, they're not going to care about 6 first round picks they gave up. But I agree with you, Pappenberg. I think it was a lot to give up for Mikal Bridges, a 0-time All-Star. It's crazy.
Yeah, look,
Crazy.
listen. I mean, they still got a lot more work to do. I think there's definitely other pieces they need to add to the team. Macau's not the only answer. OG was a good start, but they were both
Mhm.
good starts, I guess. We'll see how Macau pans out. I don't know if, just me being like an NBA fan in general, watching this team play out. Um, I don't know how this is gonna affect the team going forward, but Macau is a Knick. OG's back with the Knicks. They got pieces they needed to go out and get. I feel like they
Mhm.
needed to give OG another run. They needed to get him back. But I think another big question is what they do with Randall. Are they going to keep him? Is he going to be a Knick by the start of the 2025 season,
I think
or
so.
is he going to be on another team? Is he going to get traded for a bigger piece, a bigger star? It's all questions right now. I don't know where they're going to go. I think they still need a center.
Hmm.
Although I do like Hartenstein, I don't think he's gonna be the best option they could possibly get for the starting center.
And I don't even know if they could physically get him back. The Knicks are going to be well over the second apron in terms of cap space in a couple years. And, you know, it seems like the Thunder really need a center. I think Hartenstein's a perfect fit there. And they still have, what's his face? They still have Mitchell Robinson who can man the fort.
Mhm.
So I don't know if Arstein's coming back. I don't think he will.
But again, you could use a better center than the two of them. Truthfully, you
You
could
could.
use a better center. I think that's definitely an area they need to improve.
Mhm.
You know, depth maybe is more adding more and more depth to the team never hurts. More
Mhm.
getting more role players for the bench. Again, these are all aspects and
Yeah.
areas they need to look at going forward. But yeah, that's full rebuild mode. That's gonna be a fun team coming
Ooh.
up, depending on what they could get out of the next draft class.
Mhm.
I know you're eyeing a specific young talent.
I'm all over the board on three guys specifically. Three guys. Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, and Ace Bailey. I'm very and I do want to mention, are we at the Nets segment of this? Are we over with the
Yeah,
Knicks? Are we
no,
done with
yeah,
the
we're
Knicks?
over. We're done with the
So,
Knicks. Go
so I
ahead.
can go on a full-on rant.
You could go on a full-on rant tangent. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
This might take a while. Grab some popcorn, boys and ladies and squirrels. I said that wrong. Definitely said that wrong. For those of you that don't know, I was gracefully put on this earth to be a Brooklyn Net fan. Why? I don't know. And after, having a day or two to kind of absorb everything, we just traded our quote unquote best player to our crosstown rival. That's like trading Aaron Judge to the New York Mets, although McCall and Aaron Judge are on two different levels.
Hmm.
Let's be real. They're just not the same. McCall, zero-time All-Star, but he's an overall good guy. I want to show you guys something. I'm gonna give me just a quick second. Give me a quick second, okay? All right, watch this. I I'm so used to being a Nets fan and used to pain and used to my favorite players getting traded that I never bought a Mikal Bridges jersey. I instead bought or I instead made my own Mikal Bridges jersey. You see that? You see that? I know you know this, Zach, right?
I do. You met him in
D'Angelo.
person.
I did meet him in person. And you know what I said to him in person? I will put it on your screen for you people, TikTokers. What I said to Mikal Bridges in person, I showed him this jersey and he laughed. He loved it. We were practically best friends. It was like love at first sight. He laughed. He loved it so much. And my exact words I said to him was, being a Nets fan these past couple of years have been rough. Those were the exact words I said to him. And he replied, I appreciate it. That's what he said. That's what he said. I swear, you can look at me. That's what he said.
He said, "I appreciate it."
He said appreciate it. His little smug look on his face. That's exactly what he said. I'm not
What
I,
does that even mean? What is he
I can't
appreciating?
I don't know that I'm a Nets
The
fan.
fact that the fact that you've gone through the ringer being a Nets fan, is that what he's appreciating?
I guess I don't know, but he loved it. I should have gotten him to sign the tape. But you know what I'm going to do now? Live for all the people at home. Get this bum off my jersey.
There's no way you're gonna do this.
I am going to do it right now. Right now. This might take a while. Bit by bit while I rant. You you asked out. You said to the media, oh, I know I got my boys over in the Garden, but this is where I want to be. I don't run from the grind. That's your exact words, Mikal Bridges. And what did you do? You requested out. You requested a trade to the same boys that were trashing the Nets on pod repeatedly and repeatedly. And you did nothing. You sat there and took it like a little baby every single time. So you know what I'm gonna do? Thank you for nothing, Mikal Bridges. You were never an all-star. You never will be. I hope that. Oh man, I'm not gonna actually do this right now. I think I might have honestly ruined this jersey. Yeah, this is permanently a Mikal Bridges jersey. I'm afraid. Oh well. Thank you, Mikal Bridges, for the bright future the Brooklyn Nets have. You asked out. I am somewhat preying on your downfall. You know who is loyal to the Brooklyn Nets, Zachary? You want to know?
I think I know. I think I have a pretty good guess.
Why don't you tell me? Tell me your guess.
Nicholas Claxton.
Nicholas Claxton is loyal. What did he do, Mikal? Okay. Nicholas Claxton has been through the ringer. Okay. This man was here, drafted during the KD Kyrie era, right? He was with us at our highs. Then he was with us when they were traded. He was with us at the middle. Now he's with us with our lows. He was an unrestricted free agent. He could have done anything. And what did he do? He came back to Brooklyn. What did he post on his story? I know who I am. That's what he did, McCall. He showed loyalty. He stuck with us. He wasn't afraid of the grind. He wants to be a part of the next step for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I want to make this clear. I'm happy McCall got traded, not because he asked out, but because we are now in a better place, right? For the first time, and who knows how long, the Brooklyn Nets finally have their own draft picks. I believe they have the second most first rounders in the league behind OKC. I think it's like 15 draft picks over the next 7 years, which is absolutely absurd. Four of which are in the 2025 draft class. And as you know, that's going to have Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, my Rutgers boys. Hopefully, one of them is donning black and white in the 2026 season. I'm so excited. I've never been more excited to see one of my favorite teams lose repeatedly and repeatedly. I hope the Nets win like 3 games so I can see one of those three that I just mentioned being the Barclays for the rest of their career. You have Cam Thomas, who's going to absolutely ball out. Hopefully, they bring back Trenton Watford. You're going to have a full, healthy season of Dariq Whitehead. You're going to have Jalen Wilson. You're going to have Noah Clowney. That front court of Clowney and Claxton defensively for the foreseeable future is going to be absolutely off the charts. Sean Marks has made a lot of questionable decisions during his tenure as the Brooklyn Nets GM, but he legitimately saved this franchise. Legitimately. He took us from the worst team in the NBA to having the best big three of all time, to making us the most mid and hopeless team of all time, to being back and out one of the best positions in the NBA in the entire league. Joe Tsai, Sean Marks, you deserve your flowers. I will admit, I'll admit defeat. As much as I want to hate on y'all, I'll admit defeat. You did a phenomenal job. This is a piece of tape. You did a phenomenal job setting us up for the future. Thank you for everything. They're still going to trade Dorian. They're still going to trade Cam Johnson. Still going to trade Dennis Schroeder. Maybe even Day'Ron Sharpe. You still have a lot, and Bohan from the Knicks. You still have a lot of assets that the Nets can trade, and that is, let's say, at least 5, 6, 4 first round picks right there to add on to the already plethora of draft picks we have. This Nets team is going to be so bad that it's going to be so good. That I'm just so hyped that we finally have a direction and we didn't, trade for Donovan Mitchell or Brandon Ingram or Darius Garland to pair up with mid-Cal Bridges. I'm so hyped. Knicks, they'll be good with McCall. McCall kind of dead to me because you asked out to the crosstown rival. You were nothing special anyway. You're not. It's not like you're Kevin Durant. You're not the level of Kevin Durant. I'm just saying that right now. Um, I looked you in the eye and I thought we had a connection. I thought you were my friend, but we're just not friends anymore. So anyway, that's my rant. That's my rant. I told you when we talk about the Nets anytime, I get a little passionate, and once I stop, you can't get me to stop. I
Once you
Like,
stop, you can't. Yeah, okay.
that's what I'm saying, bro.
I,
You just can't. I have no off button when you talk about the Nets. It's like a fire. You ignite the fire, you just can't get me to stop. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I think I spoke about everything.
you
You
did.
know, I did. I'm just so hyped. The Nets. I'm so happy.
Well, you
Cooper
could
Flag
take us into the next topic by announcing the full trade.
of
Go ahead.
what? The new
Of
topic?
of Dejounte.
DeJounte Murray. Okay. Hours before we started recording, DeJounte Murray was traded to the New Orleans Pelicans out of nowhere. This caught my attention out of the blue. I was like, whoa, this is weird. DeJounte Murray was traded for 2 first round picks, Larry Nance Jr. and Dyson Daniels. Why did the Hawks do this? I don't know. Do they want to fully rebuild? Is that why they didn't take on Brandon Ingram? Maybe that's why. Do they just want to retool around Trae Young? I mean, they did just draft Zachary Rizache. Who knows? Are they going to move Clint Capella? Are they going to move DeAndre Hunter? Who knows? What do you think, Pap? I don't know.
I think they're gonna move a lot of pieces. I think they're gonna build around Trey. I think
Yeah.
that's their goal. Go young around Trey and build the best team possible because I think they tried what they wanted to try. I think DeJounte was a piece they wanted to bring in initially to try to bring this team to a deep playoff run, and obviously that didn't happen, didn't work. Um, so they moved away from that regime. They traded him. They got value for DeJounte, maybe a little less than others would have expected for DeJounte. Um, I don't know how the the Pelicans really pulled this off.
Yeah, that
'Cause
was
now
that
you
was a
got a
steal. That was a
Yeah,
steal.
now you got a team of DeJounte, Ingram, Zion. Hopefully they could all stay healthy. Didn't they just drafted a center too, right? Correct?
They did. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Don't
He
butcher it. Just
we
let it
just
be. We'll put it up on your screen. We'll put it up on your
boom.
screen. Boom. Yep. So they drafted a center. Um and they have a good team. CJ's still there.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe add a little more depth on the bench, but you're looking really promising
I mean,
as long as people could stay healthy. As long as people could stay healthy. I think a big
look.
key to the Pelicans is if Zion could have a fully healthy season. He's one
Yeah.
piece.
Hmm.
Ingram's very injury prone too. So it depends on him staying healthy. And then, DeJounte. Let's see how he does on his new team. It didn't work
Hmm.
out with Atlanta. It's okay. That's fine. You're moving on. You're moving on. Atlanta, you got to focus on your future. Got to trade away people that didn't work with with the first era with DeJounte.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Hmm.
I want to see what you think because they did trade away. Uh, this is very long ago, not
Hmm.
very long ago, but it's in the past. They traded away John Collins. I think
Yeah.
John Collins was the starter to move away from what they had. Now they trade away DeJounte, and I think there's a lot more to come. But
Hmm.
I want to get your take.
Hmm.
Do
Yeah.
they build
Hmm.
around Trey? Do they do what I said? Do they trade away other pieces they need to get younger assets, maybe draft picks?
Hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah. If they were to trade Trey, the whoa, sorry. If they were to trade Trey, the only place that would make sense to me would be the Spurs, only because the Spurs have the Hawks picks from the DeJounte Murray trade, and they could pull a Brooklyn and just trade for their first round picks back. And I think Wemby and Trey would be nice. I know San Antonio has expressed interest in that, but I don't think they will trade Trey Young. I think with how weak that the East is, I think the Hawks could pull a Pacers, right? I think if Trey Young has a great year like Halliburton had, and then you just add one star next to him, like how you added Siakam to the Pacers, if you can find someone, call me crazy, Paul George, I don't know, you can add someone like that to that Hawks team. Maybe Rizache breaks out and can make up the load for DeJounte Murray. I don't know. But I don't see them trading Trey because he's the best player they've had since like what? I can't even tell you. I can't even tell
I
you.
can't tell
Since
you
when?
either. I can't
Yeah.
tell you either, honestly. The
I yeah.
Trey's their franchise guy. That's
Hmm.
who he is. But I do gotta say, if he does for some reason get traded to the Spurs, that's gonna be fun to watch.
Must watch
Gonna be
TV.
very,
Absolutely.
very fun to watch. I mean, the Spurs are already fun to watch with Wembanyama alone and
Hmm.
the young core that they have. Devin Vassell, Sochan, all those guys. Very fun to watch already.
Yeah.
But you add Trey, then like you said, must watch television.
Must watch.
That'd be really fun to see.
Lob City, the playmaking with Wemby. Oh my God. But I don't want to speculate. I don't want to daydream about that. We don't know if it's gonna happen.
We don't know if it's gonna happen, no.
We don't know. We
But
don't know.
but it would fit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it would fit because Trey is a very, very good scorer. We all know that, but his playmaking ability, his assisting, he could do a lot of damage with Wemby.
Hmm.
But let's see what the Hawks do. They're kind of in their own little version of rebuild phase. I
Or
believe.
retool. Or
or
retool. They could just
retool
be retooling.
or
Yeah.
retool. Um, but yeah, out of the blue, out of nowhere, DeJounte Murray is now a Pelican.
Hmm.
So I think with that, we covered that pretty much. We're going through
Yeah.
these pretty fast now. But I want to mention this. Now, this is going to be a fun little thing to talk about back and forth because I know I have my opinions on it. I want to hear your opinions on it. Bronny James is a Los Angeles Laker.
He is.
Now, I don't think this was a very smart move, maybe for in his best interest, looking in his best
Hmm.
interest. Bronny James, I believe, is not ready for NBA. I think he definitely needed another year to develop, whether that be playing overseas, playing another year in college, picking a good program, getting better. The dude was averaging like 4 points in college,
Hmm.
which is not impressive at all.
No.
I do like his defense. I've seen quite a bit of good speculation on his defense, but he's just not ready. He's not there yet. I mean, maybe this be a different story if his numbers were up and they were a little bit better than they are now. But with the numbers that he has currently coming into the NBA, I think he's going to get trashed. I don't think he's going to do well. That might be a blasphemous thing to say, and I
Hmm.
could be eating my words just a few when the season starts. I could be eating my words,
Good. All right.
but I don't think he's ready. He's just not there yet.
Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
know I know he's expressed the main fact. This is what he said, that he wants to do his own thing. He wants to be untethered from
Yeah.
his father because he wants to make a name for himself.
Mhm.
And what happens? He gets drafted to the Lakers, and the first thing that is on everybody's marquee is LeBron and Bronny get to do make history and be the first father and son duo in the NBA. So immediately you're already tethered to your father, which you got some massive shoes to fill if,
Hmm.
because that's what most fans are doing. They're looking at Bronny and they're looking at the name Bronny James. And a lot of people think, oh my God, like he's a James. He should be fantastic for this
Hmm.
team.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think he needed to take another year. I don't know.
Hmm.
What do you got? What do you got for me?
Yeah. No, I honestly agree. I don't want to be harsh. I don't want to be a hater, right? Because Bronny's a talented kid, but I just think the only reason he was drafted was simply just because his last name is James. I mean, I think I agree with what you said in terms of like, he wanted to separate himself from LeBron, but it doesn't seem like he did that. But the problem I have is you have Rich Paul, who is LeBron and Bronny's agent, right? You had Rich Paul calling the teams ahead of the Lakers and telling them, like, yo, don't draft Bronny. If you draft him, he's gonna go play in Australia. Like basically forcing his way to the Lakers. That's my problem. And I think that's a big thing. I know like it's kind of, in sports where I guess the prospects can say like, yo, I'm not going to sign with you if they don't want to be with an organization. But it's very apparent in the NBA that there's some type of problem with that. Not just the rookies, but the actual players themselves picking their teams. And that's another thing. But I don't think Bronny is NBA ready either. I think he has great defense, but he was solely drafted because he's LeBron's son and LeBron wanted to make history. And I know 100%, as much as he says he doesn't have any influence on it, LeBron had his finger on this, the entire time.
Had to
And
have. Had to have.
100%.
Because
Everyone, yeah, you go. Yeah.
I just want to say this because I think you would know better than I do. Um, with Bronny being selected as a Laker, right?
Hmm.
Do you think that, maybe someone else deserved that pick? other than Bronny, do you think the Lakers should have passed up on Bronny? If
Well,
it was truly up to them, if it was truly up to them.
it, if it was up to honestly, I still think they would pick Bronny. I think if even if LeBron didn't say anything, I still think they would have done it just to keep LeBron happy. But at the end of the day, it was pick 55, right? Like half of those, if not the majority of those second round picks, are not even gonna like ever step foot on an NBA floor. They might just get sent to the G League. They might get cut. They might sign a two-way, So I guess I don't blame them for taking him with the 55th pick. It's just really, I just have the problem with Bronny just kind of forcing his way to the Lakers after saying he didn't want to associate himself with his dad and he wanted to make a name for himself. I think there would have been a big uproar if he was taken with their 17th pick, where they took Dalton Connect instead, which was a steal of the draft. I think there would have been an uproar with that, but using a second rounder, pick 55, 5 picks away from the last pick in the draft, there's not really too much of a problem with that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But they basically got him for free, and teams were basically forced to pass on him. Otherwise, they would have wasted a pick because Bronny would have just gone to Australia for a year. So I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, with that being said, though, too, I want to get into the other aspect of this because now you got add a little bit pressure to the Lakers' new brand new head coach.
Yeah,
That's JJ Redick.
JJ
Um,
Redick.
I know you've seen this swan song before.
Mhm.
You've seen it before.
I
You've
have,
been through it. You've lived through it. You've seen it with Steve Nash.
sadly. Yeah.
And I remember you were pretty excited when they first signed
Oh.
Steve Nash as their head coach of the Knicks.
Yeah, I was like, oh, one of the smartest, highest basketball IQ guys in NBA history. Let's go. He's a great guy. The players love him. He spent time with KD in Golden State. This is going to be great. I was severely wrong. S-
Oh, yeah, 100%. It didn't work out. It
Steve
didn't work
Nash
out.
cost us a championship, probably. Yeah, definitely just did
So,
not work out.
JJ Redick,
Yeah.
I can't say I got a lot of high confidence in him doing extremely well
Yeah, I don't blame you.
as a head coach.
I don't blame you.
I mean,
I
let's
I think
let's
he'll be
not
good.
sugarcoat it though. Let's not sugarcoat it. JJ Redick is a good basketball player, right?
Yeah,
He played
he was good.
for
Solid.
long time, long
Yeah.
time. I don't he let's not again, like I said, let's not sugarcoat it. He's mid. He was mid his whole career. He never won a ring. He's never been to that end game before. I don't know how he would handle that in the reverse now as a coach. And honestly, I don't think he's going to be doing much of the coaching. I think Braun, as per usual, is now in control more than ever, and I think he's gonna force situations with JJ Redick. I don't see this lasting, and a lot of the heat, if they do bad, is going to be laid on JJ Redick, and
Yeah.
he could have a short term as the coach. But another thing I wanted to bring up is if Bronny messes up, right? If Bronny doesn't do well,
Mhm.
not doing what he's supposed to, and JJ has to reprimand Bronny, is Bron gonna let him, or is Bron gonna step in? That's a tricky situation that you
He
got
he
got there.
I think if Bronny truly wants to be the best player he could possibly be, you better freaking let the head coach yell at you, right? Braun better let JJ do his job. Because I think this was I like the signing because LeBron is known for getting his coaches fired. And if you can't hire an actual coach to coach LeBron, just freaking hire his podcast assistant, hire his best friend, JJ Redick. I think JJ's gonna do good with LeBron and the Lakers, but JJ better be allowed to freaking yell at Bronny if he does something stupid. Then again, I don't even know if Bronny's gonna play. I doubt it. He shouldn't, because I think the Lakers still have enough
Shouldn't, yeah.
talent. They still have enough talent. D'Lo and Rui, they got people. They got people.
Could they send him possibly to the G League for a little bit of time if
They
he if
they
he if he doesn't get some playing time in the
they,
NBA?
they could. I don't think they will though. I think Bronny and LeBron as like a headline, across all 82 games. I just think that's too good to pass up from an NBA perspective, from a Laker perspective, from a storyline perspective. I just don't think they'll send him to the G League, even though he probably should to get some reps.
Yeah. I Dude, there's a lot of questions with the Lakers. Um, I thought Dalton Connect was a good draft pick. I know we really didn't touch too much on that. That
Yeah,
was a really good first round pick
he was a
for the
steal. Yeah,
Lakers. Yeah,
absolutely.
100%. Fell too far down. They snagged him. Good pick. But I don't know. There's a lot of questions. I don't know how Brownie's gonna work into this lineup. I don't know how JJ Redick is gonna be as a head coach, but I guess everything's gonna happen in due time. Um, I think the Lakers got a lot of work to do
Yeah.
too before the season even starts too.
Mhm.
I think they need to make a lot more moves because what they have is not working. And
Yeah, and yeah.
you could correct me if I'm wrong, but what they have is not working. I Anthony Davis and Braun, it just hasn't been good like it was in 2020. And D'Lo wasn't the biggest impact, if not a non-factor in the playoffs this year. Um, and you just need a lot more firepower, depth. I don't know. You need to do something. You need to
Mhm.
add pieces because obviously you're not moving Braun and obviously you're not moving AD.
Mhm.
They're the core, and you got to build around the core to make the team better. So I think they got a
Yeah.
lot of work to do besides the draft and the new head coach because it's not the coach. Well, I know a lot of
Yeah.
people like to pin the blame on the coach.
Yeah. You can't
At the
scapegoat the coach every time.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you these are NBA players who need to perform in
Yeah.
order to win basketball games. So at, at the end of the day, those people who are on the roster need to play to their highest peak to lead the team to success. But
Mhm.
that's just how I feel on the whole Lakers situation. I think they got a lot to do.
Mhm.
Matt, go
Yeah.
ahead and lead us into the next topic. I'm eager to talk about this. Eager.
Oh, no, no, you're not.
I'm eager. I'm
No,
gonna
you're
put
not.
my 2 cents in there.
Please do, because I will freaking I will rip you apart like a Christmas present. I'll do it. You say something I don't like, I'll call you out.
I'm I'm
I'll
all
call you out.
ears. I'm all ears. Go ahead.
All right. So that was our basketball segments. We have two more. We're gonna end it. One of them is really good. One of them is really boring. I'm just gonna warn you. What? Stop. You can't do that. You can't make that face.
See now you just started a war. But go
No, I
ahead.
didn't.
Go ahead.
You said
You wanna start a
you
war?
said you were itching.
I want to
You
talk
can't
about it.
you
I don't
say
want to
you're
talk.
itching.
I
You
can't talk about
can't
baseball. I
you
can't talk
can't
about
say
baseball
you're
now.
itching. No, you can't. No, you can't.
I'm itching to talk about it. I want to ask you questions. I want to see what's going on. But go ahead. No, go ahead. The floor is yours.
I should just if I could talk about the Brooklyn Nets for 24 hours a day, I would love to do that. But we can't. So let's talk about the Brooklyn. No, my God. Let's talk about the
Brooklyn.
Yankees. I'm sorry. I've been on cloud nine. It's been Nets, Nets, Nets everywhere. Yankees, they let's talk about the Yankees though. The New York Yankees are in a massive slump, and we need to talk about why that is. Why are the Yankees sucking at the moment? What's going on? What's going on, man? It's gonna be a little bit of another rant. Not really. I'm gonna try my best not to. You can interject at any moment. I'm just speaking from a heartbroken Yankee fan. You know, you start off this season as one of, if not the best team in baseball. Juan Soto. Making everything look easy, like a beach ball was thrown at him. Right? Aaron Judge off to a very slow start, but has since picked it up. It is now the front runner for AL MVP. Everyone else has just seemed to take a vacation. Gleyber Torres is a traffic cone at second base. He's fielding ground balls with his like hands in his shirt like this. I swear to you, like Gleyber Torres doesn't even go for the ground ball. Like he sees it and he decides to boot it. That's what he does. Alex Verdugo has seemingly cooled off. Uh, Garrett Cole has come back and has not been great in his first two starts. Granted, I think he had a little bit of a pitch limit, I believe. Carlos Rodon has seemingly just imploded again. Who else? Luis Heel. Something's wrong with Luis Heel because he has not been great recently either. The New York Yankees are just a mess. They are a problem, and we need to talk about why. Is it the offense? Is it the pitching? Nope. It's both. Everything's going wrong. And that's the problem with the Yankees, okay? Because in years past, normally when Judge is cold, everyone's cold. They just it's like follow the leader, right? Aaron Judge is, the leader. So they do what Judge does. If Judge decides to not want to play good, they decide not to play good. But now Judge and Soto, they're playing good, so they should follow suit, right? No, they don't do that. They're just not doing it. Stan's hurt. Ian Hamilton's hurt. Who else is hurt? There's probably 10 more injuries. Clay Holmes has been cardiac clay recently. Everything's just going wrong. And the only saving grace is the fact that the Orioles were swept by Houston and the Phillies have been hurt. So those teams that are rivaling us for first place in the entire league, not that it matters, but just for an ego, like a little sense of, hey, we're the best in the league. They've also been sucking in a way. I see Zach is just itching, so interject. Let's hear
I'm
it.
look. I think your problem here is, I mean, you're still don't get me wrong, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna vomit when I'm gonna say this, but you're still top three, if not top two team in all of baseball right now,
Sure.
regardless if you're
Yeah.
in a slump or not.
Hmm.
So, but you got problems. You got problems right now.
Thanks. I did not just spend
Like
5 minutes
I
talking about the
know, I know
problems.
you
Thank you.
got many problems. You got
Yeah, I know.
many problems.
I just talked about it.
One of which I want to mention because you mentioned Cole. Cole is not where he needs to be right now. It's going to take time for Cole to get back to where he was
This
last
is
year.
right. This is true.
Just because I don't pay attention really that much to the Yankees, but obviously I did with the Subway Series, and I saw Cole pitch. Velocity's
Sure.
down.
Mhm.
I saw that. I think anybody saw that. Anybody with eyes saw that. He's not throwing at the moment currently. Probably pick up as more starts he gets under his belt. He's not throwing 99, 100 like he used to last year. And I think it's just going to take time for him to get better. Um, Luis Hill, that that shocks me. But you're hard on the kid, and I remember a few weeks ago this guy's the greatest pitcher on planet Earth, Cy Young
I never said
candidate.
that. I never said that.
I heard that from many of our friends, many of our Yankee fan
I
friends.
never said that. I,
Look,
I literally I had a whole segment talking about Tariq Skubal being the Cy Young. I never
well,
said that.
well, fewer friends have, fewer Yankee fan friends have. Um, but you got to realize too, like you guys are crapping on this kid. He's only had two
Yeah.
bad starts.
Yeah.
Only had two
Yeah.
bad starts. It's two bad
So
starts. So he'll go out and correct it. If
try to be
he's a
better.
good pitcher, he'll go out and correct it.
Zach, if I put you on the mound and you give up 8 runs,
I'd give up 100 runs. What's
I'm
your
not
point?
gonna give you a pat on the back and give you orange juice and say it's gonna be okay. I'm just gonna you're gonna go sit on the bench and I'm not gonna talk to you because you just cost us the game. That's what I'm gonna do.
Dude,
Okay.
you gotta let the kid work his stuff out. There's things he's doing wrong the past two starts, but it's two starts.
I'm not gonna baby him. No.
Let him figure it out.
Yeah, he should figure it out. Should figure it out.
Let him
But
figure it out.
his ERA has inflated. He has like a 3 something ERA now. He was literally leading the NL, sorry, leading the AL in ERA, and now he's like a 3 something. He has just not been great, and that's the truth. The Yankees as a whole have not been great. The pitching, has just not been great. And I think it's something, whether he's tipping his pitches or maybe he's hurt or something. I don't know. It's something's going on because teams have been picking up on things the Yankees have been doing, I guess, because teams have It's no coincidence we're getting slapped by like 10 runs every game. There's just no coincidence. The pitching cannot be that bad after being so good. There's definitely some tell. There's got to be something that teams are picking up on. Has to be.
Well, it's not obviously like you said, it's everything. So lineup wise, I know it's not full potential lineup, but then again, Rizzo is not really a factor as much as you
Rizzo's
would.
not a real person. He's an account.
Rizzo's not really a factor.
Hmm.
Um, I know you said on multiple occasions that you'd rather hell you'd rather Ben Rice there.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. Ben Rice.
so Rizzo's not really a factor in my eyes, according to you. Not really a factor.
No, because
Stanton
the thing is, if Rizzo was healthy, he would be playing every day. He could be batting .001 and they'd still put him in the lineup over Ben Rice every day. That's the problem. That's the problem with the Yankees mindset is they trust these veterans too much. DJ LeMahieu is still getting regular at bats. JD Davis is I can't even begin to start with JD
shouldn't
Davis.
even be
He's getting at
starting in
bats.
your lineup. Shouldn't even
It,
you.
it's like frustrating. Jahmai Jones is getting at bats.
There needs to be something done. There needs to be something done.
When should Jahmai Jones ever be getting at bats? Tell me.
Never,
Exactly,
never.
never. Jahmai
You would,
Jones should never see the baseball. I could provide more for the Yankees than Jahmai Jones. And I mean that.
dude. There's a lot of things that need to be worked on. And you need to look at what you need going into the deadline because you obviously you're buyers. There's no if, ands, questions.
Absolutely too,
Absolutely,
Libra.
a hundred
Absolutely
percent you're
too. Yeah.
buyers.
Yeah,
Um,
Vlad and Bo.
if that happens, you're not gonna see me on this podcast
Good.
because that's ridiculous. You're not getting Bo. You're not getting Bo. Um, you have Volpe. You have Volpe. You're not getting Bo. You don't need Bo. I could see you maybe getting a first baseman, looking into that market. Definitely not going to dabble in the outfield. You need infielders. You need third
Yeah.
base. You need second base. You need
I'll,
first base.
I'll tell
You
you
could
exactly what we're
use.
doing.
Wait a minute. I know you have Wells, but I feel like you could use an upgrade there. Catcher. There could be.
Catch is not getting upgrade. It's not getting upgrade.
I'm just saying. But you'd think, like you said, last year when Judge was cold, team was cold. Judge is hot. Judge is really hot. Soto's pretty hot too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, maybe he goes, even if a day he goes over, he'll still get on base like two or three times with two
Sure.
walks.
Yeah.
He'll get
Yeah.
on base. So it's not the top of the order that's the problem. It's the bottom order that is the problem. You don't got
Through
after.
nine. 5 through 9,
Yep.
yeah.
Wait. 5 through 9.
Yeah.
Are are we like looking at this correctly? Volpe, Soto, Judge, right?
Yeah.
After that, who's four? Verdugo? Is that who you're looking at? Who's the fourth who's the fourth that doesn't need work?
Doesn't matter. Just talking about the bottom of the lineup. Talking about the bottom half of the lineup.
It's really like 4 through 9.
I'm talking about the bottom half of the lineup.
4 through 9 needs work.
When Stan's healthy, he's fine at DH.
He
He's
does
been
his
he's been
job. Yeah, he
he's
does
been
his
fine.
job.
He's been fine this year. He has. I can't ask anything more of him. If I can't be happy, I
He's
know
been
he's hurt right now.
serviceable.
Yeah,
I I could even admit that he's been serviceable.
if I can't appreciate what he's doing this year, then I can't be a Yankee fan because this is the best year he's had in a little bit. I know 2022 was an all-star. His first year with the Yankees, he was really solid. He was really good. So I have to be grateful for what he's doing this year. And he's been hitting bombs. He's been doing his job. Unfortunately, he's made a glass, so that's a problem. But I would take him at DH. Past this year, no, but this year I have to unfortunately sit and watch him in the lineup. So
Yeah,
that's how it is. Yeah.
dude. I mean, again, with all this being said, with all of it being said, you guys are still a fantastic baseball team.
I know.
You're gonna do work. You're gonna get people in
Yeah.
the deadline,
Yeah, absolutely.
and uh, as long as you get people back, you still got Dominguez in the background, waiting. You're waiting on him to come back, waiting on him to be healthy. He's another great bat to add to the lineup.
This is
I
true.
don't. I really, truthfully think you guys have nothing to worry about, and maybe other Yankee fans.
It's just so wrong.
What do you mean? How am I
It's
wrong?
just wrong. It's just
How am I
wrong.
wrong? You have
Dude,
nothing
this
to worry
this is
about.
this is the same
You
thing
have nothing to worry
every
about.
year, bro. No, that's so not
You
true.
have nothing to worry about
Bro,
currently.
no one has it worse than Yankee fans.
Oh my,
No
oh
one
my
has it
God.
worse than us.
I didn't think you were gonna bring this up. I really didn't think you were gonna say that on the podcast. I really didn't think you were gonna do
No
this.
one has it worse.
Oh
Who
my
has it worse?
God. Oh my God.
Who has it
You
worse than us?
brother, brother. There's so many teams. We have it more worse than you.
No.
Okay? We have it
No,
worse
you
than
don't.
you.
You don't. You have a
How
McDonald's
so?
mascot putting voodoo magic on your team right now.
No,
How do you
we'll
have it worse
get
than
to
us?
that. We'll get to that. We'll get to
You don't
that.
have it worse. You don't have it worse than us. No.
Bro, I can't believe you actually could sit there. You could sit there with a straight face and tell me that nobody has it worse than the Yankees.
It's the truth. We have 27 rings. We're the richest team in sports or worth most, whatever. And we
One of the
can't
best
do
teams in baseball, but yet you're still crying. You're
yeah.
still
Because
crying.
because we're gonna do nothing at
We
the deadline.
expect excellence. Congrats. I know
Exactly.
that. I know
And we're
you
not
you
excellent. We're not
expect
excellent, bro. We're not excellent.
excellence.
I understand that your standards are a little low, but ours are not.
No.
Our standards are this
Standards are
high
not
right now.
low. Standards are
Our
not
standards
low.
are this high and we're playing up to here. It's as simple as that. We need to get people to bring us up to here.
It's
Whether
a
that's
rough stretch.
it's
Everybody goes through a rough stretch.
Ryan McMahon. You put Jazz at second, Bo Bichette, Vladdy, Pete
You're not
Alonso.
getting all these players.
Did I say we were getting all these players?
You're
Dude,
not getting all these
I
players.
never once said we were getting all these players. I'm just naming targets.
The fact that
I'm
you're
naming targets.
targets, Bo's a target to you.
Why wouldn't Bo be a target?
Because Anthony Volpe.
Second base.
But
I didn't know shortstops have to play shortstop. They could move over.
you're gonna trade for Bo to put him at second base.
Yeah, we're gonna trade for Bo.
That
Who
makes no
cares?
sense. That makes no sense.
What
You're
did the
never gonna get
Dodgers
that.
do when they got Trey Turner? What did they do?
You're never gonna get that.
What no, tell me what did they do with Trey Turner?
Sure, they moved him to second base, but
Oh,
Trey Turner to Bo.
Trey Turner can
Hold
do it, but
on,
Bo Bichette can't?
Trey Turner to Bo Bichette is. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Apples to oranges. I put it out there.
I didn't miss that. I
Put
did
on a
not miss
t-shirt.
that.
Put on a
On
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
Apples to oranges.
Junoball.com/merch.
Future investment. We'll see. But Trey Turner to Bo Bichette is apples to oranges. That's how it
In
is.
what way? In what way?
It's how it is.
In what way?
What
In what
are you
way?
saying to me right now?
In what way?
Uh, I don't know. Maybe in the only way that Trey Turner is miles better than Bo Bichette.
Okay. Defensively? Oh, oh, oh.
All
Anyone
around. No, 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 no. All
anyone with
around. All
hands and
around.
eyes, anyone with hands and eyes is better than Gleyber Torres at second base. I would put you at second base over Gleyber Torres right now. That I just can't watch him. I can't watch him anymore. I can't. He needs to go. And if we can get Bo Bichette, who's having a not so great year offensively, but can pick it up because he's a great player. Great players just don't forget how to play baseball out of the blue. I would put him there. I would personally walk Spencer Jones and company to Toronto if it means we can get them too. I'm not saying we will, but I've seen rumors circulate potentially getting both or one of them. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm
You'd be
putting it out
lucky.
there.
You'd be lucky to get one. You'd
You'd
be
be lucky
lucky
to
to
get
get one.
one person from the trade deadline. You'd be
You'd
lucky.
be lucky to get one. We're not talking about. We're not. This is not Mets
Why would
segment.
we be lucky to
This
get
is
one?
Yankee. This is Yankee segment.
Why would we be
You'd
lucky to
be
get one?
lucky to get. You're not getting both Bo
I never
and
said we were
Vlad.
getting both. I'm saying we should target both. I'm never saying we should get both.
You'd be
I would
lucky to
take
get one.
either one of them. Either one of them would help this Yankees team tremendously. Absolutely. Vlad more than Bo, but Bo would absolutely help this team more too. Unless Glaber goes on a tear. I'm just saying it as it is.
Glaber hasn't been. Glaber's this Glaber, this 2024 Glaber is not the Glaber from last year.
Yes, I know that. Thank you. Thank you for telling me what I knew.
So and that's very evident to everybody.
Yeah.
He's not the same player. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in the offseason, but he took a bunch of stupid juice and now he can't play.
Oh, shut up.
Now he can't play.
Stupid juice. That's what you drink every morning. Stupid juice.
Stupid juice. Okay.
That's what you do.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you the facts. These are facts. These are what I see. This is what I watch. This
Yeah,
is what I
fucking
saw.
major leaguer drank stupid juice. We're talking about.
He
Did he
can't
take
play.
a page out of Jeff McNeil's book? Did he do that? Huh?
Well, Jeff McNeil's ass, but I could say that clear as day too.
Yeah, and I'm saying about Glaber. Glaber's poop.
I know. I know. Jeff McNeil is either on his way out, something. Get rid of him. I don't know.
Why don't we
That's for another day.
why don't we talk about the Grimace Mets? Why don't we do that?
Sure.
Let's end it.
Sure.
Let's end it.
Fantastic.
End it.
Fantastic. Mets are
Get
10
get
10 and 2 in their
get
last
your
12.
pillows ready, folks.
Mets are 10 and 2 in their last 12.
So we're just
On
cherry
an
picking stats. What about their last
on
13?
an absolute
What's their last 13?
I don't know.
So we're just cherry picking stats.
10 and 2 in the last 12. That's what's laid in front of me. They are
Great.
fantastic, especially when Francisco Alvarez is on the team. That the numbers with him in the lineup, insane. I think it's like 22-3 when
Luke.
he's in the lineup. It's not a fluke. The kid's a stud.
Yeah, okay.
And sooner or later you're gonna realize that, and that's gonna click in your head that
Sure.
Francisco Alvarez is a stud,
The Lorax.
and he's a great catcher.
Yeah.
Great catcher. He means a lot to this Mets team, which is why when he left, when he got hurt, I told you, I'm pretty sure I said this to you. I said he means a lot to the team, and you completely dismissed that.
Look, I'm not saying he's not a great player. I just don't think he has that much value for y'all to dip 20 games under 500 to then miraculously coming back to a positive record. I don't think he has that
We're
power.
back. We're
Yeah, but I'm
back
just saying
ready to
I don't think it's Francisco
since
Alvarez. I
since the
think he
team meeting, since moving Lindor to the leadoff spot, we're back. We're
cool,
back
yeah.
and better than ever.
40 and 39 at the moment.
40 and 39 at the moment, but
Yeah.
you got to realize we came back from 11 under 500.
Hmm.
A lot of people wrote off the season. Threw it away.
You did.
Chucked it in the garbage.
You did
I
too.
I I I feel guilty. I was one of those people. But then we battled and battled and battled. Ever since
You
that team meeting, ever since that team meeting, ever since Grimace 7-game win streak, we took one out of two of the Phillies in London. I didn't even expect to take one of those games. We took one. At least we took one, and it was great.
we're celebrating a 2 game series. We're
No, we're
celebrating winning
celebrating. We're
that.
celebrating much more than that, buddy. Marlins.
Hmm.
They
Oh,
Marlins are not an accomplishment. I get that. I'm saying that right now. Marlins series did what we needed to do. Padres series did what we needed to do.
sure.
Spanked them. Spanked them. They did what we needed to do with them. Texas, 2 out of 3. It's a different team you're looking at.
Texas is not
You
good.
guys,
Texas is not good.
you guys,
Texas
21
is not
games,
good.
21 runs in two
Texas is
games
not
against you.
good. Texas is not good.
Well, are you? Are you good? I think you're good.
You played the Yankees at their absolute worst,
I think
their
you're good.
worst
21
stretch
runs.
of the season. You played the okay. You clearly just were not listening. The problem with you bragging about this Subway Series
I'm
win
not
is
bragging. I'm just
yes,
stating. I'm stating games. I'm stating games.
you 1000% ladies and gents, off camera. Zach was being the most cocky person on planet Earth. I think I'm a pretty cocky person, but Zach was the most cocky specimen on planet Earth. You can say you won. You can celebrate. Sure, you won. You beat us. But you beat us at our absolute worst.
We
Our
are at our
absolute worst.
absolute best. We
Exactly. So
are
you
firing on
cannot
all cylinders.
you cannot be like,
All
"Oh my God,
cylinders.
we just beat the Yankees." Oh,
I
but guess what? We are on our worst stretch of the season. So you beat us, yes, but you beat us at our absolute worst. So
Houston, Houston,
congrats.
Houston,
Congrats.
Houston. We also have a problem.
Congrats.
Astros are in town. First
Congrats.
game, what do we do? 7-2.
First game. How
The
many games are in a
winning
series? How
continues.
many games are in a
The
series?
winning continues. This
How
is
many games are in a series?
we're doing right now. 3 games.
All I'm saying
This is
is
what we're
you
looking
beat
at.
us. You can celebrate the Subway Series win, but what I'm trying to say is remember you played us at our absolute worst. Remember
Look,
that. Remember that we had Jahmai Jones in the 5 hole. I want you to remember that. Jahmai Jones should not be getting major league at bats. I could pull over the 5-year-old that lives next door to me, my next door neighbor. They would do more than Jahmai Jones. If they
I get
paid
it.
Jahmai
I get
Jones
it.
to run around the bases, literally my 5-year-old neighbor could do that. If they want someone to run around the bases, not having a clue in the world what they're doing, boom, I'll call up Mr. Neighbor over there and they'll run around the bases. I'll run around the bases for free. I don't care. But I'm just saying, you plays that are absolute worst. Congrats.
Okay, I
I'm
trust me.
glad.
Trust me. I get that. I get that. I understand.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to express my happiness right now.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. But
And
you
I
plays are
hope
absolute
that
worst.
look, on a real note, on a real note, yes, this winning is fantastic. Feeling is great. Vibes are up. Everything's up with this team. Hitting's there. Bullpen's been good, especially with Diaz being out with a suspension.
We should talk about that.
Starting pitching's been good. Doing what they need to do, keeping us in games. Bats have been great. I said that, but bats have been great. Everything, the vibes are high with this team.
Yeah.
I just want to know how long they can keep this up and how long this could last because a lot is going to happen within this next 2 weeks.
This is true.
This is 100% true. It depends on where we are at in these standings in the next 2 weeks because All-Star break, surprise, surprise, is scheduled on July 16th. Is around there. That's our window. So about
July.
about a two and a half week span of going and putting our best lineup out there and seeing exactly what record we could finish off at by the end. This can mean nothing, but we have to be within a certain amount of games of the wild card spot in order to be considered, even considered, and that sounds absolutely. I'm gonna say it. It sounds absolutely fucking crazy to even picture or even see a glimpse of the Mets as buyers at the deadline because just a few short weeks ago, it's 100% sellers. Think thinking everything all the worst. 'Cause that's what happens. That's what the joys of being a Mets fan. You think everything's the worst, and you think the worst has yet to come. We're gonna trade Alonso. We're gonna trade all our pieces. We're
Mhm.
gonna trade all our role players. Everything's gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Do they trade Pete Alonso if they have a positive record or if they're a game out of the wild card? I don't see it. As much as they maybe should, as much as they maybe should trade Pete Alonso, try to get as much value as they can at him and then maybe look to re-sign him in the offseason. As much as that's probably the best option for this team, right? The best option for this team.
Mhm.
If they are within a game or a even like a few, if playoffs are even in the picture, remotely in the picture, they will not trade Pete Alonso. They may trade other guys. They may trade. I heard Severino's up there for trade on the trade block. Quintana's on the trade block. I think another starter is on the trade block. Um, Jeff McNeil should be sent to
Yeah.
Jupiter at the deadline. I
Mhm.
don't care what you get from him. You get a bag of rice, two little chocolate bars. I don't care. I don't
Is he
care.
is what kind of chocolate bar though? Is it what kind of chocolate bar is he worth?
Look. T- Maybe not Hershey. It's gonna be like a little off-brand. It doesn't
Feastables? Is he
matter.
worth Feastables?
No, lower than that, dude.
Really?
The dude can't hit a beach ball. He did good tonight. He hit a homer, a three-run homer, and he got a single.
Okay.
Sure, once in a blue moon, every squirrel can find a nut. Once in a
A
blue moon.
blind, even a blind squirrel finds a nut. Yeah,
Yeah,
eventually. He is a squirrel. He's a squirrel.
he's a squirrel. He's a squirrel. He needs to go. I think the Jeff McNeil era of in the New York Mets is over.
Okay.
I don't care
Okay.
what you get for him. I think a lot of Mets fans will agree with me. I don't care what you get from him. He just needs to be gone. There's so many better options that we could put there. There's people in our farm system that I'd rather I think they could hit a buck 80 and I really wouldn't care because anything is better than Jeff McNeil. So as much as you hate Glaber right now is just as much as I hate Jeff McNeil.
Oh,
So I like how this team is playing right now. It feels like we could give up a run or two and come back because just a few weeks ago it felt like one, two runs was like a mountain to climb. And now
yeah.
all of a sudden you move things around. Lindor's in the leadoff spot. Nimmo and Lindor switch places. That's been working. Vientos at third base has been, oh my God, he has been great, and I hope he can continue this streak, this the way of hitting. I don't know what happened to him. He was not good last year, but also I think a lot of that last year had to deal with the amount of opportunity he was given because Beatty was the star last year, and going into this year, Beatty was the star, and Beatty did not pan out. Beatty could be moved. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? But I just hope that they can continue on this run, 10-2 in their last 12. I hope that it lasts and they have a good record going into the All-Star break because that'll mean a lot for this team, and that'll mean a lot for what they do at the deadline. So I love how they're playing. Just hope it continues. That's really how my view and my thought process is on the Mets. I don't know if you wanna add anything because I added in yours. You haven't said much on mine.
No, I don't need to.
You saving
I
it?
I know who I am.
What does that even mean?
Real ones know. I know who I am.
Real ones know.
I know who I am.
Look,
I'll
I think
save it.
I think you're saving it. I think you're saving it
I
when
will save it.
for
I will save
for
it.
the next time, you know, the Mets downfall begins and we have another thumbnail like that in the future.
I know who I am.
All right, save it. I just
That's that's
I just
funny.
want to
I forgot about that. Like that was a recent video of ours. I'm
that
pulling
was
that up
I
right
think that
now.
was literally the last podcast.
No, I don't. There's no way.
That might have been no, maybe two podcasts ago. I think it was
Yeah,
22.
it was 2 podcasts ago. It was 2 podcasts ago.
22. So it's crazy how baseball's a funny game. It's hot and cold streaks. It's whoever's playing their best at the time that could come back and creep their way back into a playoff spot. It's crazy. It's crazy how it works. Will the Mets make the playoffs by the end of the year? Who knows? I don't have much I gotta be honest. They don't have much hope, but the but I'm loving how they're playing right now. How that how that feeling is throughout the next couple months, next 2.5 weeks, whatever, will determine the future of this team for me
Okay.
for this year. And I think that's a very, very tame thing to say. And
Okay.
you know, but we'll see. I appreciate you guys for watching. I don't know if you want to add anything else.
Stay tuned for more videos. And keep in mind, we're gonna bring up some guest host. You might honestly, the next pod, you might see a guest host. I'm not, given the circumstances, we might have to have a guest host. Maybe.
Might have to have a guest host.
Might be. You will see. We'll keep you keep an update on the community tab on YouTube because every now and then I'll give little updates. I put one on today, just kind of explaining why we haven't filmed in a while. So just keep an update on the community tab. Subscribe, like, follow us on TikTok. If you want to see the more condensed clips, like if you want to see a certain topic just kind of condensed down to a minute, our TikTok is the perfect place for you. So go ahead and check that out for sure. Same with YouTube Shorts and our Instagram page as well. Everything should be in the description. So
Indeed, indeed. But that was a great episode, Matt. I
yeah,
think I think we had a fun one there. So let's just keep it up. We'll see you guys next week for episode 25, and we'll catch you guys next time.